So today we're going to talk about safety. I know it doesn't sound that much fun, but if you watch till the end of the video, you might see how we're going to give away some safety. So today we're going to talk about a product I've been using actually for a couple of years now, and I've really liked. It's a little thing that you don't think about. So when we put a lot of suspension travel into a Jeep, inevitably down the road we're going to have to go to like an aftermarket brake line, a longer brake line. The problem is once I put it up under here, it's flopping around, and you got a big tire when we're turning and stuff like that. You have a brake line and then an ABS line in there that there's really nothing holding it because it's not in the factory location anymore because we changed the suspension. So Teraflex had a solution, and I loved it when they came out with these little guys. We'll pop it open. It comes with 2 per set. Right there. They're the brake line anchor kits. So what it is this is rubber and flexible, has an anchor kit that can bolt to any bolt. These were designed for the Jeep JK, and they're going to go in there where the shock mounts. I'll show you that a little closer. We're going to pop the shock bolt out, anchor it right in there behind the nut, and then we can run our brake line and our ABS line into these anchors, zip tie it down, and it's not flopping all over when we're turning or anything like that. And we're not worried about rubbing through either an ABS line, which would be, I guess, the best case scenario in that, or a brake line would be the worst case scenario because then we lost brakes. So that's, like I say, safety, that's a bad thing. But these little anchors, they work out really, really handy because that way we can bend them up. I actually put mine in like a vise, and I'll move it, I'll tweak this a little bit, move it out of the way, so the brake line is going to be right in that perfect spot where it's not going to move. If you don't have a JK and you still have long brake lines because you have a lot of suspension travel, perfect. You can use these, or Teraflex has another version. I believe it has 3 holes in it. I know it's longer than these. So I use those in custom applications all the time because anybody that's built a custom suspension on a vehicle that maybe it wasn't designed for or anything like that knows what I'm talking about, where you'll have this brake line, you're like, dude, I know bad things are gonna happen if it gets rubbed on, but there's like nothing for me to anchor it on because the biggest reason these brake lines need to move. Once that suspension's moving, you can't just, zip tie it really tight and it's out of the way for now, but when the suspension moves, then it's just gonna rip the zip ties or pull the lines apart. So we don't want that. Man, these anchors are the bomb. They work really nice. I'll do a little install and show you how they work. So, are you ready to install the Teraflex brake line anchor kit? It's pretty easy. But I'll give you a tip. It's gonna be installed right here for this lower shock bolt. A little tip I use around the shop is I take a pry bar and I'm gonna put it right there in that little gap. The reason is the shock has pressure. So as soon as I take this bolt out, shock's gonna wanna move down. If I have this pry bar in there, hey, the shock's not gonna move down, or if it does, I can at least pry on it and get it back up. So, I'm doing it the old-fashioned way because I know not everyone has air tools like I do, so we can bust them out. So at least I'll do it like a caveman. It's kind of therapeutic. So we're gonna go boom, get a little pressure on that shock so we got control over it. Look at that. Take the bolt, put it through my anchor. And then, like I say, I can kind of move the shock around a little bit there to line it up. Boom, the anchor's in. I'll put the nut on the back side of it and I'll tighten everything up. Now I have an anchor out here that I can move at any spot I want. Like I say, I can grab it and I can bend it and put a bend into it and move it over to where I want, because more than likely the location I'm gonna want is similar to right here, out of the way of the tire, out of the way of everything. I'll take that anchor and I'll show you how, once I have my aftermarket brake line in there, how we'll hook it all together. All right, we're out from under the Jeep now. Let's show you how to put these together. So take out the anchor. if you look at the anchor, there's 2 channels in it. The little bottom channel down there is designed for the ABS wire. So that's gonna go right down there in the bottom. The bigger upper channel is designed for your longer brake line. We put those 2 right in there. Teraflex will provide you with plenty of zip ties, and we zip tie it together. So we put 3 zip ties on it. That's the cool part is, so okay, now it's holding it right there. We can bend it out of the way. We can move it all around. If you ever have to take this apart, all you have to do is clip the zip ties, and you just need 3 zip ties to put back together. So you never have to replace that anchor at that point. This one's designed for a JK. Like I say, they have them for longer than this. You can use the JK ones on other vehicles. You could get the longer ones if you have a custom build or a TJ with a long arm or anything like that. Regardless, these anchors work really, really well. So the only reason you watch till the end of the video, I know, is because you want to see how you can win a set of these. We're giving away 3 sets. This Friday, I'll go live and I'll be picking out comment numbers. One of the comments out of Dr. Deathwobble's video and one of the comments out of Teraflex's video will be winning a set of these. So, I mean, I'm no rocket surgeon. I'd be commenting more and more. The more chances you comment, the better your odds are of winning. Now, I said 3, so we got 2 of them one in Dr. Deathwobble's video, one in Teraflex's video. Pay attention to both Dr. Deathwobble and Teraflex's stories throughout the week, because there's gonna be one more. You gotta find it. I mean, I can't tell you, I'm sorry, you gotta work for it a little bit, but pay attention to those stories, because we'll be giving away 1 more set in the stories. You're just gonna have to find it. But thank you very much for watching till the end of the video.